Over 200 million Americans have a jar of mayonnaise in their fridge right now, whether it's for sandwiches, salads, or secret sauce recipes. From massive tanks of oil and eggs to high-speed packaging lines, we're diving into the fascinating world of factory-made mayo, starting with a visit to the largest mayonnaise plant in the world. The process starts with selecting and preparing the main ingredients. Mayonnaise is made from a few key ingredients: vegetable oil, pasteurized eggs, vinegar or lemon juice, mustard, seasonings like salt and sugar, and sometimes preservatives and binders. Pasteurized eggs are used to eliminate the risk of harmful bacteria. This process gently heats the eggs without cooking them, making them safe to use. Vegetable oil makes up 70 to 80% of mayonnaise. It's pumped from large storage tanks and filtered to remove any impurities. At the same time, the pasteurized egg yolks are brought to room temperature. This makes it easier to blend them with the other ingredients. Meanwhile, vinegar or lemon juice is mixed with water and mustard powder. Salt and spices are added in precise amounts. These ingredients are blended in a special mixing tank to ensure they're evenly distributed, which is crucial for consistent flavor and texture. This mixture becomes the base for the mayonnaise. The next step is mixing, where emulsification happens. This is the process that allows ingredients like oil and water, which don't usually mix, to come together. Egg yolk proteins act as natural emulsifiers, helping to create a stable blend. This takes place in large industrial machines called homogenizers. These mixers are equipped with powerful stirrers and temperature control systems to give mayonnaise its signature creamy texture. The process begins by adding the egg yolks to the mixer. The stirrers start spinning at high speed, and then the vinegar and spice mixture is slowly added. Once these ingredients are fully blended, it's time for the most important step: adding the oil. The oil is added very gradually, either in a fine stream or as a light spray, while the mixing continues. This slow addition is essential. It allows the egg yolk proteins to wrap around tiny oil droplets, forming a smooth, stable emulsion. If the oil is added too quickly or poured all at once, the emulsification process would fail and the mixture would separate. That's why operators carefully monitor this step to ensure the perfect texture and consistency. During production, the temperature is carefully controlled, staying between 20 degrees Celsius and 35 degrees Celsius, thanks to built-in cooling systems. Once the emulsion is complete, the mayonnaise goes through an additional mixing phase to make sure the texture is smooth and even. Next, the mixture is pushed through tiny openings at high pressure. This step reduces the size of the oil droplets, even further improving the consistency of the final product. To maintain high quality, real-time automatic tests check the texture, acidity, and appearance of the mayonnaise. These tests ensure everything meets quality standards before moving to the next stage. Although pasteurized eggs are used at the start, many factories perform a second, gentle pasteurization of the final product. This involves briefly heating the mayonnaise to about 70 degrees Celsius to eliminate any remaining bacteria. The process is carefully controlled, so the taste and texture are not affected, making the product safe without compromising quality. Stabilizers and preservatives are also added to extend shelf life. Without them, mayonnaise would spoil in just a few weeks. After passing all tests, the mayonnaise is stored in large stainless steel tanks that can hold over 20 tons. At this point, extra ingredients can be added to create special versions, like herb-flavored or spicy mayonnaise. Before packaging, one final but crucial step is taken: removing air from the product. This helps prevent oxidation and extends freshness. Air bubbles not only affect how mayonnaise looks, but they can also cause it to spoil faster due to oxidation. To prevent this, the mayonnaise is placed in a vacuum chamber where all the air is carefully removed. Next comes the packaging phase, a high-tech, fully automated process. The factory uses precise machinery that can handle a variety of containers, including glass jars, plastic tubes, and large containers for the food industry. Before being filled, every container is thoroughly cleaned and sterilized. Glass jars are washed with hot water and purified air, while plastic containers, which are pre-sterilized, are blown with filtered air to remove any dust or particles. The mayonnaise is then gently transferred from the storage tanks to the packaging machines. The filling process is extremely precise, ensuring each container gets the exact amount. To avoid trapping air, the filling nozzle is slightly submerged in the mayonnaise and rises slowly as it fills the container. This helps ensure even bubble-free packaging. Once filled, containers are sealed tightly. Glass jars and plastic containers are closed, using torque-controlled lids to ensure a secure seal without damaging the container. For flexible packaging, heat or ultrasonic sealing is used to create a strong and durable seal. After sealing, the containers move to the labeling stage. Automated machines apply labels quickly and with pinpoint accuracy, placing thousands of labels per hour, all perfectly aligned and free from defects. Finally, every container undergoes a last visual quality inspection. High-speed cameras and artificial vision systems check for any issues, ensuring that only products meeting the highest standards are approved for distribution. Right here, we have a marshmallow factory where these fluffy, sweet treats are made. The process begins by mixing simple ingredients like sugar, water, and gelatin, which gives marshmallows their soft and bouncy texture. The mixture is heated and whipped until it becomes light and airy like a thick foam. This fluffy mixture is then poured into molds or onto large trays to set. Once cooled and firm, the marshmallow is cut into small, bite-sized pieces. To prevent sticking, the pieces are often dusted with powdered sugar or cornstarch. For flavored or colored marshmallows, ingredients like vanilla or food coloring are added during mixing. Finally, the marshmallows are packaged into plastic bags or boxes, ready to be enjoyed. Whether eaten on their own, in hot chocolate, or roasted over a fire, factory-made marshmallows are always soft, sweet, and delightful. Up next, we take a look inside a honey factory, where production is carefully managed to ensure purity and quality. The process starts when raw honey is delivered from beekeepers in large containers. First, it is filtered to remove wax, pollen, and other impurities. Then the honey is gently heated to make it easier to process without losing its natural benefits. Next, it moves through a system of pipes and tanks to ensure even consistency. Once ready, the honey is poured into bottles or jars using automated filling machines. Each container is sealed tightly to keep the honey fresh and prevent leaks. Before packaging, the bottles go through a quality check to ensure they meet industry standards. Labels are then added with important details like ingredients and expiration dates. Finally, the packaged honey is packed into boxes and stored in warehouses before being shipped to stores. This process ensures that pure, high-quality honey reaches consumers worldwide. And here we have an inside look at how canned crabs are made in a factory. Factories use a careful process to ensure they are fresh and safe to eat. First, fresh crabs are cleaned and cooked to bring out their flavor. Cooking the crabs before canning helps preserve their taste and texture. Once cooked, the crab meat is carefully removed from the shells by skilled workers or machines. The crab meat is then inspected for quality and cleaned again to remove any remaining shell pieces. Next, the meat is weighed and placed into cans. A small amount of water or brine is added to keep the crab moist and flavorful. The cans are sealed tightly to lock in freshness and prevent contamination. Finally, the cans are labeled, packed into boxes, and sent to stores. Factories produce thousands of canned crabs every day, making it easy for people to enjoy this delicious seafood anytime. Now, let's take a closer look at this pre-packaged sandwiches factory, using a streamlined process to ensure they are fresh, safe, and ready to eat. It all begins with sourcing fresh ingredients like bread, meats, cheeses, vegetables, and condiments. These ingredients are delivered to the factory and stored in temperature-controlled areas to maintain their quality. First, the bread is sliced and placed on assembly lines. Then, spreads like butter or mayonnaise are applied evenly using automated machines. Next, layers of fillings, such as meats, cheeses, or vegetables, are added according to the recipe. Another slice of bread is placed on top to complete the sandwich. The sandwiches are then cut, if needed, and packaged in plastic or cardboard containers. They are sealed to keep them fresh and labeled with details like ingredients and expiration dates. Finally, the packaged sandwiches undergo quality checks before being distributed to stores for customers to enjoy. Over 50 billion burger patties are consumed worldwide each year. Whether served in a fast food restaurant or cooked at home, they provide a delicious and convenient meal option. But how are these patties made on such a massive scale? From selecting the meat to packaging. The process involves several steps. Each step ensures that the patties are safe to eat and taste great. Let's take a closer look at how beef patties are made on a large scale in a factory setting. The first step in making beef patties is selecting high-quality meat. Factories usually source beef from reliable farms and suppliers. The meat used in patties often comes from different parts of the cow, including chuck, round, and sirloin. These cuts are chosen because they provide a good balance of flavor and fat content, which is important for a juicy burger. Before the meat is accepted into the factory, it goes through an inspection process. This ensures that it meets food safety standards and is free from harmful bacteria or contamination. The beef is also checked for the right color, texture, and freshness. Once the meat is selected and inspected, it moves to the grinding stage. The meat is placed in large industrial grinders, which break it down into small pieces. This process helps create the right texture for the patties. Factories usually grind the meat twice. The first grind reduces the meat into coarse pieces, while the second grind makes it finer and more uniform. This step also helps mix the fat and lean meat evenly, ensuring that every patty has the same texture and juiciness. After grinding, the beef is transferred to a mixing machine. Some patties are made from 100% beef, while others may include seasonings, salt, or preservatives. If any additional ingredients are needed, they are added at this stage. The mixing process is carefully controlled to ensure consistency. Large machines blend the ingredients evenly, making sure that every patty has the same taste and quality. Once the meat is properly mixed, it moves to the patty-forming machines. These machines shape the ground beef into uniform patties using molds or presses. The size and thickness of the patties depend on the factory's specifications. Some patties are thin, while others are thick and juicy. Factories use high-speed machines that can produce thousands of patties per hour. These machines ensure that each patty is the same size and weight, which is important for cooking consistency. The formed patties are then placed on conveyor belts, where they move to the next stage of the process. To keep the patties fresh and safe for transportation, they are frozen immediately after forming. Factories use special freezing methods, such as flash freezing or blast freezing. These techniques help preserve the texture, flavor, and quality of the meat. Flash freezing involves exposing the patties to extremely low temperatures in a short period. This prevents ice crystals from forming inside the meat, which can affect the texture. By freezing the patties quickly, factories ensure that they remain fresh until they reach the consumer. Before packaging, they go through a strict quality control process. This step is important to ensure that every batch meets food safety standards and customer expectations. Factory workers and automated machines check for several factors, including weight and size. Each patty must be the correct weight and thickness. Texture and appearance. The patties should be evenly shaped and free from defects. The freezing process must be checked to ensure the patties are stored at the correct temperature. Bacteria testing. Samples of the patties are tested in laboratories to make sure they do not contain harmful bacteria, like E. coli or Salmonella. If a batch of patties does not meet quality standards, it is removed from production to ensure that only the best products reach consumers. After passing all quality checks, the patties are ready for packaging. They are placed in plastic wrap, vacuum-sealed bags, or boxes, depending on where they will be sold. Some factories package patties in bulk for restaurants, while others create smaller packs for grocery stores. The packaging process is designed to keep the patties safe from contamination. Automated machines carefully place the patties in sealed containers, ensuring that they remain hygienic and fresh. The packaged patties are loaded onto trucks and shipped to different locations. Some go to fast food chains, while others are sent to grocery stores and supermarkets. Now, let's dive into the fascinating process of how instant noodles are made. It all starts with mixing wheat flour, water, and other ingredients to create a dough. This dough is rolled into thin sheets and then cut into long, thin noodle strands. Next, the noodles are steamed to cook them partially. After steaming, they go through a shaping process to form the familiar noodle blocks. To remove moisture and preserve them for a long time, the noodles are either deep-fried in hot oil or air-dried. Once dried, they are cooled and checked for quality. Then, they are packed with seasoning sachets, which contain flavors like chicken, beef, or vegetables. Finally, the noodles are sealed in cups or packets ready to be shipped to stores. And here we have an inside look at how chocolate bars are made in a factory. The process begins with cocoa beans, which are roasted and ground into a smooth paste. This paste is mixed with ingredients like sugar and milk to create rich, creamy chocolate. The mixture is then poured into molds, shaping the chocolate into familiar bars. Next, some bars are coated with a layer of malted chocolate for extra flavor and texture. They move along a conveyor belt to cool and harden. Robotic arms and machines carefully check each bar to ensure high quality. Once the chocolate is ready, it moves to the packaging stage. Machines wrap each bar in protective packaging to keep it fresh and ready for sale. Finally, the packaged chocolate bars are packed into boxes and sent to stores worldwide. Pickle production in factories is a fascinating blend of traditional preservation methods and modern technology. It starts with the selection of fresh cucumbers, typically sourced from local farms which are carefully inspected for quality and size. Once selected, the cucumbers are thoroughly washed to remove dirt and impurities. Next, the cucumbers are either sliced into desired shapes or left whole, depending on the product. They are then placed in large brine tanks containing a mixture of water, vinegar, salt, and spices. This brining process is crucial, as it not only preserves the cucumbers, but also infuses them with their signature tangy flavor. The pickling process may involve fermentation or quick pickling depending on the desired product. Once ready, the pickles are transferred to automated filling lines where they are packed into sterilized jars. Sealed and labeled, the jars undergo final quality checks before being shipped to stores for consumers to enjoy. Now, let's shift gears to this amazing process of making burger buns in factory. It begins with mixing ingredients such as flour, water, yeast, sugar, and salt in large industrial mixers. Once the dough reaches the perfect consistency, it is portioned into uniform balls using automated equipment. These dough balls are then sent to proofing chambers where controlled temperature and humidity allow them to rise, ensuring a soft and fluffy texture. After proofing, the buns are baked in large ovens at precise temperatures, achieving a golden brown crust and airy interior. Once baked, the buns are cooled on conveyor belts before being sent to the packaging stage. Some may be topped with sesame seeds before baking, while others remain plain. The buns are then packed into hygienic airtight bags to preserve freshness and undergo quality checks before being distributed to restaurants and stores worldwide. Cutting meat is far more challenging than it appears. For years, factory workers handled this task manually, often risking injuries. Automated machines, like those designed by S Company from New Zealand, have revolutionized this process. Their systems use specialized disc blades that move and cut carcasses with precision, eliminating the need for manual handling. Automation ensures efficiency, consistency, and high standards. Advanced automation technology plays a crucial role in processing lambs safely and effectively. This technology reduces the risk of injury significantly. Automated equipment handling these high-speed cuts, human hands are far from harm's way, making the workplace safer and more efficient. In this factory, homemade-style pizzas are made for supermarkets without changing any ingredients. The goal is to keep the same taste and quality as a pizza made at home. Fresh ingredients like dough, tomato sauce, cheese, and toppings are used. The machines mix and knead the dough, just like in a home kitchen. Then, the dough is shaped into pizza bases. A layer of rich tomato sauce is spread evenly, followed by fresh cheese and a variety of toppings like pepperoni, mushrooms, and vegetables. The pizzas are baked in special ovens that give them a homemade texture and taste. Once cooled, they are carefully packed and sent to supermarkets. Customers can then buy them and bake them at home for a fresh and delicious meal. Now let's explore this tortellini factory that shows us how this ring-shaped pasta is processed. It all starts with mixing high-quality durum wheat flour and water in industrial mixers. Some factories may also add eggs for richness. The dough is then fed through a series of rollers that gradually flatten it into thin sheets. Next comes the filling, often a flavorful mixture of ingredients like cheese, meat, or spinach. The dough sheets are fed into a machine that precisely places small portions of filling onto each piece. The machine then folds and presses the dough around the filling, creating the signature tortellini shape. Depending on the product type, the tortellini may go through a cooking and quick freezing process. The tortellini is then packaged, labeled, and made ready for shipment, ensuring it arrives fresh and delicious. 1.6 billion liters of milk are consumed worldwide every day, thanks to 260 million dairy cows. To meet this massive demand, factories use advanced machines that transform liquid milk into powder. But how is this done? And what makes powdered milk so important? The idea of turning milk into powder was first introduced in 1802 by French scientist François, primarily as a way to feed soldiers during wartime. Milk powder was easy to carry, didn't spoil, and could be used as a nutritious food source. Today, the United States produces more than 79 billion liters of milk each year, which averages to 87 liters of milk per person per year. This milk comes from over 60,000 dairy farms, supported by around 9 million cows, bred specifically for milk production. Modern dairy farms have adopted advanced technologies to improve efficiency. A single farmer can hand milk about 6 cows per hour, but with the help of milking machines, up to 100 cows can be milked in the same amount of time. This technological improvement not only makes the milking process faster, but also enhances the quality of milk. On larger farms, cows are milked in rotary carousels or milking parlors, where up to 80 cows can be milked at once. The milking machine uses a cup that adapts to the cow's udder, mimicking the effect of a human hand by applying a gentle suction and massage. This action encourages the cow to release milk. As the milk is collected in a container, a vacuum pump helps transfer it through a hose and into a storage tank. The milk is carefully analyzed during the process to ensure it is of high quality. For example, if the milk is too hot or contains blood, it is discarded automatically. After the milk is collected and passed quality checks, it is stored in refrigerated tanks at a temperature of 3 degrees Celsius to keep it fresh. The milk is then transported from the farm to the processing plant in refrigerated trucks. Once it arrives, the milk undergoes further inspection in a laboratory, where its fat and salt content are checked to ensure they meet required standards. If the milk is accepted, it is pumped into large storage tanks that can hold millions of liters. However, the milk still contains too much fat for most people's diets, so the next step is to separate it. Raw milk contains various solids, such as fat, proteins, and minerals, all suspended in liquid. To separate these solids, the milk is sent through a centrifuge, a machine that spins the milk rapidly to separate the lighter milk from the heavier solids. The heavier skimmed milk moves toward the outside, while the cream collects in the center. This process allows for the production of skimmed milk, which is then used to make powdered milk. Even after separation, the milk still needs to be pasteurized to remove harmful bacteria and ensure it is safe for consumption. Pasteurization involves heating the milk to about 72 degrees Celsius for a set period, killing harmful bacteria without changing the milk's taste or nutritional content. After pasteurization, the milk is cooled quickly to maintain its quality. This process takes less than 40 seconds and kills up to 99% of bacteria present in the milk. The next step is concentration, where the water content is reduced and the milk solids become more concentrated. This is done by introducing the milk into an evaporator, a device designed to remove water by turning it into steam. The evaporator works by using heat to turn the water in the milk into steam, which is then separated. The milk is pumped through several towers, where it is heated and concentrated. This process is repeated multiple times until most of the water has been removed. The remaining concentrated milk is then cooled, packaged, and stored in tanks. Once the milk has been concentrated, it is ready to be made into powder. The concentrated milk is cooled to prevent moisture from forming and causing clumping. It is then packaged into airtight containers, such as sealed cans, to protect it from moisture and contamination. This packaging is crucial for ensuring the powder remains fresh and easy to store. The entire process of turning fresh milk into powder is an intricate and carefully controlled operation, but it is essential to ensure the milk remains safe, fresh, and ready for consumption. The production of powdered milk is an important part of the dairy industry. With the use of advanced technology and rigorous quality control processes, factories can efficiently turn fresh milk into a stable, long-lasting product. This process allows milk to be transported easily, stored without refrigeration, and enjoyed by people around the world. Frozen pizza is produced in factories using a highly efficient method that combines advanced technology with stringent quality control to provide tasty, convenient meals. It all begins with preparing the dough made from a precise blend of flour, water, yeast, and other ingredients. The dough is mixed and left to rise before being rolled into flat sheets and cut into the desired pizza shapes. Next, the pizza bases are partially baked in high-temperature ovens, ensuring a firm crust while maintaining softness inside. After cooling, the partially baked crusts move along conveyor belts to the topping stations. Here, sauce is evenly spread, followed by layers of cheese, meats, and vegetables. Each topping is applied with precision using automated dispensers to guarantee consistency. The fully assembled pizzas are then flash frozen in specialized freezers that rapidly reduce their temperature. This process locks in freshness and preserves the taste and texture of the ingredients. Once frozen, the pizzas are packaged in boxes designed to prevent damage and maintain product quality during transport. Throughout the production, rigorous quality control checks ensure every pizza meets safety and flavor standards. These frozen pizzas are then distributed to stores ready to provide customers with a quick and delicious meal option. Eggs are a versatile ingredient used in various industries, from bakeries and pastry shops to pasta factories. Need to separate egg whites from yolks? This machine can accomplish this at a speed of 220 eggs per hour. For sorting eggs, the MT8 machine excels with 12 brushes and the ability to adjust the ideal temperature between 40 degrees Celsius and 55 degrees Celsius. This machine designed to wash, sort, and separate egg whites from yolks with remarkable efficiency, processing up to 25,600 eggs per hour. Bread production begins with high-quality ingredients. Factories source the finest flour, water, salt, and yeast. Some breads may also contain oil or other seasonings depending on the variety being made. Next, the ingredients are mixed together in large industrial mixers. Water and flour are combined with yeast and salt to form a smooth dough. Once the dough reaches the perfect consistency, it's divided into individual portions. These portions are then shaped into flat discs. Factories use specialized equipment to ensure each piece of dough is the same size and thickness for uniform baking. The dough is then sent to proofing chambers where it rests and rises slightly. Bread is baked on hot conveyor belts or stone ovens. The heat causes the dough to puff up, creating the signature air pockets inside. Each one spends just a few minutes in the oven baking to a soft, golden perfection. Some breads are cooked until slightly crispy depending on the desired style. Who can resist a delicious ice cream bar covered in chocolate? The process of making it begins with the ice cream base. High-quality ingredients like milk, cream, sugar, and flavorings are mixed together in large tanks. Once the base is ready, it's poured into specially shaped molds, usually in the form of bars. These molds then enter a blast freezer where they're quickly frozen to a solid state. Rapid freezing is crucial to prevent ice crystals from forming, keeping the ice cream smooth and creamy. After the ice cream bars have reached a semi-solid state, sticks are inserted into each one. Robotic arms carefully place the sticks at just the right angle, so they're stable for dipping and handling. The bars are then fully frozen, making them ready for the next stage. Now comes the most exciting part, the chocolate coating. Each ice cream bar is dipped into melted chocolate, which is kept at the perfect temperature to achieve a smooth coating. The chocolate quickly hardens as it hits the cold ice cream, creating a crisp shell that locks in the creamy center. Once coated, the bars move down a conveyor to the wrapping station. Each bar is individually wrapped in airtight packaging to keep it fresh. Finally, the bars go through a quality control check, where inspectors ensure each one is perfect in size, shape, and appearance. Only after passing this inspection are the bars packed into boxes for distribution. And here, let's explore the journey of making guacamole and how avocados are processed in factory. With over 10 million tons enjoyed globally each year, much of it in guacamole and avocado-based sauces. In the US, over 500,000 tons of these products are consumed annually, with nearly half imported from Mexico. Avocado cultivation thrives in regions with favorable climates such as Mexico, California, and South America. Trees are grown in well-drained soils with ample sunlight, proper irrigation, and pest control. Once ripe, avocados are carefully harvested by hand or machinery to preserve quality. After collection, the fruits are swiftly transported to processing plants, where advanced technology ensures efficiency and quality. Processing begins with cleaning and inspecting avocados for contaminants. Automated systems sort and grade fruits based on size and quality. Perfect fruits are packed for sale, while others are designated for guacamole production. High-quality avocados are ripened in chambers, peeled, pitted, and transformed into a smooth paste mixed with ingredients like onion, tomato, cilantro, lemon juice, and spices. Guacamole is vacuum-packed and sealed to ensure freshness and extended shelf life before being labeled and distributed to supermarkets. Innovations in processing and sustainability enhance efficiency while reducing waste. Every day, millions of people enjoy banana chips globally, driven by the rising demand for convenient and healthy snacks. Bananas grown on expansive plantations covering thousands of hectares are skillfully transformed into the crispy, golden treats. But how are 5,000 kilograms of chips produced every day? A visit to one of the largest processing plants reveals the detailed process of making banana chips in factory. The bananas are harvested before they fully ripen, while their skins are still green and the pulp is firm. Harvesting is done using tools that carefully cut the bunches without damaging the plants, as bananas are a perennial crop. Once harvested, the bananas are placed in special containers to protect them from bumps or bruises. Workers carry the banana bunches on their shoulders to the transport area, where a system of hooks and ropes is used. The bunches are securely tied to the hooks and moved to the washing area. Here, workers carefully spray the bananas with fine water jets to remove dirt and germs. Banana processing plants are typically located near banana fields, since bananas are highly perishable and must be processed quickly to maintain their quality. To ensure freshness, bananas are transported directly from the fields to the factories using rope lines, refrigerated trucks, or covered cargo vehicles for short distances. Upon arrival at the factory, the bananas undergo strict quality control. After washing, the bananas pass through belts with forced air or soft drying rollers to remove excess moisture. This step is crucial because overly wet surfaces can affect cutting, frying, and the final product's stability. The banana peels are then removed using automatic peeling machines. For plantain chips, where the peel is thicker and firmer, manual peeling methods assisted by small cutting tools are often used. Once peeled, the bananas are transferred to high-speed automatic slicers for the next stage of processing. The slicing machines use circular blades to create thin and uniform slices, typically between 2 and 4 millimeters thick. The slices are then placed on trays or conveyor belts ready for heat treatment. After the antioxidant bath, the slices are gently drained. Most banana chips are made by frying. For this, the slices are submerged in hot vegetable oil, typically heated to temperatures between 170 degrees Celsius and 180 degrees Celsius. The slices are fried for a short time, typically 1 to 3 minutes, depending on their thickness and type of banana. The food-grade oil is filtered and renewed regularly to maintain its purity and flavor. During frying water inside, the slices evaporates, leaving them crispy. The temperature and time are carefully adjusted to achieve the perfect result: a golden chip with a crispy texture and no burnt taste. Temperature sensors and automated systems ensure consistency in the process. In some cases, alternative methods like hot air baking are used to produce a healthier option with lower fat content. For this, the slices are placed on trays inside convection ovens at temperatures between 110 degrees Celsius and 140 degrees Celsius for longer periods until they are evenly dried and toasted. After frying, the slices move along belts that drain excess oil. Gentle centrifuges or compressed air systems are often used to remove surface fat. This step reduces the caloric content, improves texture, and prevents oil stains on the final product. Removing excess oil also helps extend the product's shelf life by preventing rancid flavors and unwanted changes during storage. Once the slices are dried, they can be seasoned in various ways. The most common method is applying fine salt using automatic sprayers as the slices travel along conveyor belts. This ensures even seasoning for a balanced flavor. Weighing and dosing systems ensure that the amount of salt per product unit meets the required specifications. Some varieties feature additional flavors such as chili, garlic, onion, cinnamon, or natural sweeteners. After frying or baking and seasoning, the chips undergo gradual cooling. This is done in fresh air tunnels at controlled temperatures between 20 degrees Celsius and 25 degrees Celsius. Cooling helps the chips achieve their final rigidity and stabilizes their internal structure, ensuring they maintain their crispness over time. Once the banana chips pass quality control, they are packaged for distribution. Packaging is done using high-precision automatic machines. Depending on the target market, the chips may be packed in flexible bags made from laminated materials that protect them from light and humidity. Alternatively, they can be packaged in rigid containers with a nitrogen-modified atmosphere, which helps extend their shelf life.